Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for our virtual college visit series. We are really fortunate to have with us here today Mr. Ben Michaels with Capital Technology University in Maryland. So we look forward to hearing about all that he is going to share with us about their university. And with that, I will go ahead and pass it off to Mr. Michaels to get us started. Mr. Michaels, thank you again for being here.
Yep, thank you for having me, Miss Edwards. So we'll just jump right in here. So Capital Technology University, we are the only private university. Come on, there we go. We are the only private university in the state of Maryland that is dedicated to engineering, cybersecurity, computer science, as well as tech management. And I always forget to mention that we also have construction management as well for those students that are interested in the managerial side of construction and the public trades. So where is Capital located? We are located in Laurel, Maryland. We are located right nice and snug in between Baltimore and Washington, D.C. This is a very prime location for our students because we are located between two large technology hubs. With that being said, we're also located right next to NASA Space Goddard, as well as the NSA, two of our biggest recruiters for our students. And I'll tell you why in a little bit, why they're our biggest recruiters. But as I mentioned, two technology hubs. So these two maps here show you push pins of different locations and different companies that recruit our students in regards to internships as well as full-time employment opportunities after graduation. And so as you can see, it's almost too many to really count. And so Capital is very focused on getting students jobs after they graduate. We have an 80% job placement rate for our graduates. And to put that in comparison to all of the bigger schools, so for example, University of Virginia, Virginia Tech, those have more placement rates at about 35%. So we have more than double that placement percent. And I'll again talk a little bit more about that later on. But this here is a list of our programs. Some of our more popular programs happen to be astronautical engineering, computer science, cybersecurity, as well as mechatronics and robotics. However, those are still some of our more popular programs. All of these programs also revolve around computer science. So no matter what program you're in, you're going to be taking some computer science courses. Because whether we like it or not, our society are headed towards the realm of computer science and technology. So we want to make sure no matter what program you're in, you're going to be able to fend for yourself in terms of technology for when the future upholds. And so Capital's cost of attendance is about $26,000 a year. And for students that plan on living on campus, it's an additional $6,000 to $8,000. So on average, it's about $34,000. Now, I will say we have a 90% financial aid rate. So 90% of our student population receives some sort of financial aid. So this number is most likely going to go down for our students. And so we have a tuition guarantee for our students as well, where all full-time students who are able to keep their accounts current. So that means paid up to date and not late on any payments. We promise that your tuition will not increase more than 1% per year for 4 years. So in total, over 4 years, it may raise no more than 4%. Where the reason I mention that is because typical universities and colleges tend to increase their tuition rates by 2 to 5% each year, leaving students with additional costs that they have to pay even though they've already enrolled. So at Capital, we guarantee that you do not have to pay more than 1% per year if you keep your account current. So again, a lot of the things that we do at Capital try to make sure that you can afford Capital and that you don't have to pay anything out of the ordinary and anything ridiculous. And so with that being said, we have this whole list of scholarships here. So we in the admissions office automatically review students for scholarships when they apply for admission. And so with that being said, all of our scholarships, we can only grant any student up to $12,000 in scholarship. And so we have our merit scholarship. Our merit scholarship is based off of uh, weighted cumulative GPA as well as advanced level courses. So honors, AP, IB, PLTW, dual enrolled courses. And then we're able to determine how much between $1,000 to $12,000 we're going to give you. And with that being said, we are test optional. So this statement down here, you can waive the so we do not require the SAT or ACT score. However, if you do have a test score and you do want to send it in, you can. That will be a great opportunity for me to be able to try and find more scholarship money for you. The test scores will not reflect your admission. It is solely used for scholarship opportunity. And a few others that I want to mention is our robotic scholarships. So our robotic scholarship is for students that have participated on a competing robotics team their junior or senior year of high school, and they are granted $5,000 a year, up to $12,000 or $20,000 total. And then we have our cyber competitor scholarship. This is a scholarship for anybody who's been a part of a cybersecurity program or cyber patriot throughout their high school career, particularly their junior and senior year. And just for being a part of that team, they're granted, again, $5,000 per year up to $20,000. Now, there is a small caveat to really say about that one, where if you want to study cybersecurity in college, but don't have the experience of being on a cybersecurity team, you can still receive this cyber competitor scholarship if you attend one of our Capital Cyber Saturdays. So this Cyber Saturday is for cybersecurity students to come onto campus, to be able to see what we do, what we have to offer, talk with our faculty, spend a day with us. And this event is free. And just for attending this event, you are granted $5,000 per year to study at Capital. So that's a free $20,000 right there. And then we have our Capital Scholars Program over here on the bottom right hand side. That is our full tuition scholarship opportunity for students. We offer 5 to 7 full tuition scholarships each year in a pool of 30 to 35 students. In order to be eligible for the CSP program, you have to have at least a 3.5 weighted GPA. And then from there, you are able to compete for a scholarship. And by compete, I mean you're just making a presentation about what you're passionate about in regards to technology and your future education. And then from there, we have our faculty and staff members. Oh, I forgot to mention, it's only 2 people you're presenting in front of, a faculty member and a staff member. So someone who knows what you're talking about and someone who doesn't. And so these people will get to know you, get to know what your ambitions are and passion. And so from there, they will be able to rank you also based off of your presentation as well as your needs-based, your financial aid needs-based package from the FAFSA, and then be able to determine if you get a full tuition scholarship or not. However, if students do not receive a full tuition scholarship, they still leave this event with money. I've seen as low as $1,000 all the way up to $8,000. And so with that being said, whatever you win at the CSP event will get tacked onto this merit scholarship. So you could get up to $20,000 from Capital just for having at least a 3.5 GPA. That is an opportunity for you. And so with that being said, let's continue. I mentioned earlier that we have on-campus housing. So there we go. So this is our apartments. So all of our residents live in an apartment-style complex. So each student each apartment holds about 6 students. So we have 2 doubles and 2 singles in each apartment. And in each apartment, you have a full-blown kitchen, and then you also have a living space. Now, this kitchen, you obviously have a refrigerator, stove, oven. You even have you even have a dishwasher. I've never seen a college give students a dishwasher, so personally, I'm excited about that for you. However, again, we do not have microwaves or toasters in our apartments. However, we trust our students to play with our multi-million-dollar projects and robots, so we trust you to have a microwave and toaster if you want to bring one. So with that being said, we have a game room as well as study rooms and fitness centers for our students, as well as free internet and cable for students to receive when they're living on campus. We do have free parking for our students, as well as a vast parking lot, so you don't ever have to worry about parking. And then for students that don't have a car on campus, we do have a shuttle service. So you can come and go off campus to go shop groceries, our outlet malls, all that sort of stuff, so that you're able to, again, be able to live comfortably. And so the reason we have give a kitchen to all of our students, freshmen through senior, is because we do not have a dining hall. And so again, that is another way for us to help you save money, because without having a dining hall, without having a meal plan, you're able to save so much money. Let me just tell you that right now. And then from that being said, we do have a cafe on campus, so you can get like a late breakfast up to an early dinner, but that does cost, obviously, some sort of money. And so you heard me mention earlier about our us being a job-focused university. So here are just some of our internship opportunities. So our internships are not required, however, they are highly recommended. So some of our biggest employers are listed here on this slide here. So the DoD, Department of Defense, Northrop Grumman, NASA, Verizon, Leidos, just to name a couple. And so these are areas located in Baltimore and DC area. So students most likely don't have to travel very far. Excuse me. And so again, our job placement rate is 80%. So we have a very high placement rate so that students are able to get a job in what they want to do and what they are able to enjoy. Because honestly, the whole goal of working is being able to do something that you love to do, and you don't work a day in your life. So that's really a philosophy that we hold on to. And so the average salary of a Capital graduate starts between $60,000 to $70,000. Again, double the amount of a typical college graduate throughout the United States. And so, with that being said, we have a commitment to you called the Capital Commitment. This policy is a guarantee that you will have a job within 90 days of graduation in your field of study and at a competitive salary. Now, if you do not receive a job offer within 90 days, you will be granted up to 12 free classes to come take at Capital, to refine skills, build on some experience, network with faculty and leading professionals in their field. This is one thing that we have that makes it so that we can, that makes it so we can keep our promise to you as the student to be able to get a job. And I will say this policy has only been, enforced literal handful of times within the past decade. So students are able to find a job very quickly after graduation. Now, I'm going to move on to this slide, but I'm not going to talk about it quite yet because I did forget to mention we have a student to teacher ratio of 16 to 1, and that is just for our introductory based courses. Now, what that means is that there's 16 students to 1 faculty member. However, with that just being our introductory courses, the higher you go in difficulty, the less and less amount of students are going to be in those classes. So by the time you're a senior, you may end up having classes where it's only maybe 2 or 3 other people. And so with that being said, you are able to build a relationship with your professor, as well as gain the experience that they want to give you. Because these are working professionals. These aren't just teachers teaching for a living. These people are actually working in their field and teaching in their part-time. So for example, if you're studying astronautical engineering, you're being taught by a literal rocket scientist. For our cybersecurity students, you're being taught by someone who works for the NSA or the FBI. Granted, they won't tell you that, but that's what they do. And so they are able to give you what it's like being in the real world in this industry, as well as teach you from a textbook, but they're able to tell you, oh, the textbook says this, but in reality we do this. They may collaborate, they may correlate a little bit, or they may not. That really all depends. And so anyway, with that being said, we do have a few hands-on labs for our students. That's also something I forgot to talk about, was we are also a hands-on experience university. So your very first day at Capital, whether you want to be coding or working with our robots, working with our circuitry, whatever, you're going to be doing that your very first day. You don't have to wait. And so these labs I'm going to be talking about really encompass that. So the first one is our cyber lab. This is our cyber battle lab, and it is designed to give students a realistic and secure environment in order to protect against simulated cyber attacks, simulated situations, so that students are able to refine those detection and analytical skills in order to be a cybersecurity specialist. Excuse me. It is also where our students who are part of our cyber security team practice. And this is also a place where our students are able to release viruses within this private server of this single room, so that, again, you can analyze, detect, and defeat said virus. And you don't have to worry about it ever getting out. And then we have our fusion lab. This is a more, again, hands-on. You're going to hear me say that a lot, talking about these labs. But this is literally working with our 3D printers, our Raspberry Pis, paste payloads, all of this different stuff. So ultimately, this is a builder space. So we actually encourage students to break things here so that they're able to work on getting it, to fixing it and putting it back together. And then from there, they are able to understand it. So, for example, this payload right here, actually, we were able to send it into space with the help of NASA and SpaceX. It was a government-funded project, and our students from every discipline were able to work on this project. So you'll have opportunity to work on different projects. Oh, excuse me. You'll be able to work on different projects of different calibers throughout your time at Capital as well. But we were able to actually send students to Norway with this payload and launch it into space with the help of SpaceX, and to work in their command centers for a little bit to see what the real world experience is like. And so with that being said, unfortunately I don't have a slide on this next lab, but we have our Space Flight Operations Training Center, our SFOTC lab. This is a lab created by NASA to replicate a NASA command center. So our astronautical engineering students are able to work on anomalies, work on simulated spacecrafts from the aspect of being in a command center. And so again, it's built by NASA, so these students get to play with government projects and government software. So again, they're able to have that experience and not have to wait until they eventually find a job to have it. They have it while they're here at Capital. Now, I will say, with Capital, it is a very hard curriculum. You'll hear other universities say this is the best 4 years of your life. Here at Capital, this is the hardest 4 years of your life. And the reason I say that is because we focus so much on getting you that experience and giving you all the knowledge that we can, so that you're able to get that job that you like, that you love, and so that you don't feel like you're working, and you're able to continue learning. Because again, with these different programs that we have, you're going to have to continue learning no matter what, whether that's in a college classroom or in the field. So with that being said, here are our admissions requirements. So for our engineering students, we prefer a minimum weighted 3.0 GPA. And for our non-engineering students, we prefer a minimum weighted GPA of a 2.5. Now, with that being said, I do want to focus on the word preferred. Those are what we prefer. So with that being said, if you have slightly lower than a 3.0 or a 2.5 for these specific programs, we'll work with you, we'll talk with you, we'll see what classes you're struggling with, and we'll work on it. The reason I say that is because, again, our curriculum is so focused in these different programs. We only require students to take 5 to 6, maybe 7 general education courses throughout 4 years. All the other classes are going to be rooted in what you want to study. So you're going to be spending a lot of time in things, in courses for cybersecurity, computer science, engineering, whatever you want to study. And again, we are no longer requiring the SAT and ACT, so you don't have to worry about submitting those. Now, to go on the end of things here, we do have ways for you to come onto campus if you want. You can schedule a campus tour up here. We also have open houses coming up. One is coming up fairly quickly on Saturday, October 30th, but we do have one coming up on November 20th. So you can come onto campus, take a tour, see what we're all about, talk with our faculty, all that fun stuff of an open house. And we also have some other specific opportunities here, so you can contact me, your counselor, as well as a net price calculator to kind of estimate your financial status for coming to Capital. And then if you want more information, you can either contact me up here, well, in one more slide, I'll show you my contact information, or you can fill out this form over here, down here at the bottom, or shoot us an email at admissions@captechu.edu. But here is my contact information. You can shoot me a text, give me a call, send me an email, what have you, and I'll gladly talk with you, get to know you a little bit more in your pursuits for higher education. And so with that being said, I don't have anything else. If anybody has any questions, again, call me, text me, email me, what have you, and I'll gladly answer those questions for you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wells. This was awesome. It was really good to hear about your university. I've heard a little bit about it, but to actually get to listen to, I mean, the capital commitment alone, that's pretty amazing that you all offer that. I've never heard of anything like that, but it seems you're so focused on getting students skills like that they really can use and take to the workforce to get hired and employed. And I just think that's so important. So, you know, and you offer quite a few programs in a lot of different STEM related areas. So, so it's some pretty neat things going on there, it seems like.
Yes, it's a very unique university, and especially that commitment that you were talking about. Never seen any university have that sort of commitment to their students.
No, definitely not. So I think that's a great thing, and just shows your commitment, obviously, to the students and getting them through and getting them what they need to be successful beyond your school. So, and I also noticed, I saw Leidos on there, company for your internships. And I was telling you earlier, that's a company my mom works for, so in Frederick, Maryland. So I saw them on there. So I'll have to mention that to her, that they're doing some good things by offering internship opportunities. So,
yes. Yep.
But listen, thank you so much for your time. I'll be, as a counselor, I'll definitely be sharing your school and information about with my students, you know. And beyond today, it's okay to just reach out to you directly with questions, like you said.
Yes, and also I did forget to mention, I'm going to be in the in your Atlee High School area next week.
Perfect. Okay.
I'm gonna be at the
College
Vacro
fair.
College fairs around
Awesome.
that area.
So Monday.
So,
Yep. So good. I'm glad you mentioned that. So it's Monday for everyone that's on here. It's November 1st at Atlee High School, and it's from 6 to 7:30 p.m. for juniors and senior students. So please come out and see Mr. Michaels, and I will come around and introduce myself as well. So we will meet in person.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for having me, Miss Edwards.
All right, no problem. We will see you Monday, and thank you everyone for joining us. Take care. Bye. Thank you.